The new thing is always just around the corner. And when it comes to social networking, the new thing is Facebook, a startup founded by the now 23-year-old Harvard dropout, Mark Zuckerberg, and which out in Silicon Valley is being mentioned by everyone in the same breath with Netscape and Google as a startup that has the potential to fundamentally change the web.
So it started off pretty small, right? I mean, we threw together the first version of the product in just a week and a half. 2/3 of Harvard students were using it within a couple of weeks, right? And then all these other students from schools around Harvard started emailing us and saying, okay, well, can you open a version of Facebook at our school? And we just quickly expanded it as fast as we could. Right? And then we expanded to all the colleges in the US, and then all the high schools, and then a lot of companies, and then we made it so that anyone can sign up. And then since then it's grown from about 10 million active users to maybe 50, and it's still growing at this rate where it doubles every 6 months.
This story might sound familiar, and in a way it is. Boy creates software in college dorm room. Software catches on, takes the web by storm. Boy moves out to Silicon Valley, climbs into bed with venture capitalists. Boy winds up on the cover of Fortune and makes so much money that you can't help but kind of hate him. But Mark Zuckerberg isn't just your typical Valley boy. What sets him apart is the sheer, ungodly, nearly incomprehensible scale of his ambition. It's the kind of ambition that reminds you of a young Bill Gates, who set out with the goal of putting a PC on every desktop in every home and office in the world, all of them running Microsoft software. Or the Google guys, whose goal is to organize and make accessible all the world's information via Google. In Zuckerberg's case, the grand ambition is to create a service that captures the totality of human connectedness. To create, I guess you'd say, the ultimate relationship engine.
What we've tried to do at Facebook is we've tried to map out all of these relationships that people have. And I mean, there are billions of them across the world. And what we call the aggregate of all of the relationships that people have, we call that the social graph.
The social graph may sound like another bit of Silicon Valley jargon, but it's not. It's actually a concept from academia, from what's known as social network analysis. The basic idea is that we're all bound together by a web of relationships. Some of the ties are direct and strong, others are tenuous and weak. I know you. You know a guy named Fred, and Fred happens to know Bono. So, theoretically, I'm connected to Bono. It's the 6 degrees of separation thing. Everyone's connected to everyone, however distantly. Now, imagine a diagram of all those interpersonal connections. That's the social graph. So when Zuckerberg talks about mapping, encompassing, and replicating online the entire sprawling global social graph, well, that's what I meant when I said before that he was unusually ambitious. Zuckerberg's ambitions don't end with the social graph, however. He wants to turn Facebook into the windows of the web, a platform on which software developers can build applications to make the site more useful and all-encompassing, and along the way, develop a whole new model of advertising.
Well, I mean, the developer platform is something that happened really quickly. I mean, within the first 4 days of launching it, this company I like, they built a music application, had more than 1 million users already, and stuff like that is just crazy. But I mean, it was really interesting to see how quickly it grew.
Though it's early days and many of the current Facebook applications aren't very useful, the potential of its platform can't be overstated. That's one big reason why Microsoft wasn't just willing, but eager to part with $240 million for just 1.6% of Zuckerberg's company late last year. Whether Zuckerberg will become the new Bill Gates of the web, of course, remains to be seen. For one thing, his new ad platform may flop. For another, MySpace is hardly giving up without a fight.